Hello, back with part 2. That was my mum phoning me. So part 2 of video 22. So what was I saying? Yeah, so this is my sister's sock. So I knit this on 2.5 needle. For my sister, I cast on 64 stitches. I did 24 rounds for the rib, 1x1 rib. I did 6.5 inches for the leg. I did a slip stitch heel. I never know what that, heel flap and gusset. I love how neat this is coming out now. I'm using the heel flap and I'm using part of Kay Jones's pattern, and I'm starting my heel on the reverse sides, and it's making the pickups here on the gusset really super neat. I'm loving it. And then I'm doing, I don't know what this toe is it an umbrella toe? I don't know, because it's you knit 6, knit 2 together, knit 6, knit 2 together, knit 6, knit 2 together all the way around. Then you knit 5 rounds, then you knit 5, knit 2 together, blah 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 blah, knit 4 rounds. But I'm liking that toe decrease. It feels quicker. So I've been doing that on the last few pairs of socks I've made. Yeah, so this I did this size for my mum, and she said it was really comfortable. For me, this feels a bit too big when there's no pattern in it. But this was the number of stitches I had when I did the crunkle socks for from Kay Jones, and I am going to do that pattern again. I love the crunkle socks. I might do those for my sister-in-law. While I did pause and speak to my mum, I did go and get the other thing that I'd forgotten, and then I saw I'd forgotten something else as well. Let me tick that off now. So I finished my mum's socks. Her birthday was Saturday the 25th of February. On the Sunday we were at a dancing competition, and I was all but finished my mum's sock at the dancing competition. So her birthday was on the Saturday, so she had one sock, and I said I could have got her sock finished. And I actually finished it within about an hour of being at the dancing competition on the Sunday. So this is what I had left from hers. This was a Ducky Darlings sock set. I'm still really struggling to see how that mini goes with that main colour, main ball. And it was a set, but I really find that quite a weird mixture. But that is what I've got left of the main skein, and I've got a little nugget left there. So this is why this is late today for me. I mean, it's 12:30. Normally I would have done this first thing this morning. I'm useless at doing these bits. I'm useless. Got to find some way of doing that. Anyway, I'm going to tuck that in there for now. But I have made my little Diddy mini sock. This seems smaller than normal, but it shouldn't be. So this is the little version of the sock I made for my mum. So my mum had the contrast colour on the rib, the main colour on the leg, a contrast heel, and a contrast toe. So my plan at the beginning of the year, for every pair of socks I made, I was going to make one mini tiny sock. And I actually think this is a really nice idea, particularly if you are gifting socks. You have then got a memory of what you've made, because I'm not going to remember that I made a pair of socks that looked like this, because I've gifted that pair of socks to my mum. I'm going to make them for every pair of socks, even if I'm keeping the socks for myself, and I am going to knit them perfectly plain. So like my crunkled socks, my mini is perfectly plain, but I just think it makes a really nice memory. I've seen other people would knit some of that into a cozy memory blanket, which is fine, and that's a lovely, lovely idea as well. But for me, because I've knitted socks, I think it would just be a really nice memory thing to knit a little pair of mini socks. And then I don't know how I'm going to display them really. I tried doing a little crocheted thing. I think I'm going to have to undo that and try that again, because that was just an epic fail. But I was just rushing this morning to try and finish that, to show that to you. Anyway, let's tick that off. So that's done. Okay, my next thing, so I just went and got this just now while I was on the phone to my mum. So I really thought this would be finished to show you. I am about, what did I say? I'm about 80, no, did it say when I wrote it down? But my book's not here. Is my book here? Oh, it is here. Hold on. I am 85% done on my anthology throw, and I have loved every single stitch of this, and I really thought I'd be finished now. I think I'm now putting in colour 16 from my Dandelion and Dogwoods. I love that colour. That is just beautiful. But every row now, no word of a lie, is taking an hour to knit. There is one pattern row, one plain row, one pattern row, one plain row. And the reason it is taking an hour to knit is because there is over 1,000 stitches now on every row. But I am absolutely loving it. And I can't hold this up because it's so, the cable is so full. I can't hold it up and show you any better. Last time you saw it, I was down here where that stitch marker is. That's from Jeanette from Crafty Clegs. So I've done all of that. So I'm now doing every other row has a pattern, very simple pattern, and then a plain row afterwards. But I am absolutely loving this. I cannot wait to have this finished because I just want to see it. I want to see it in all its gloriness. I just adore it. And I will be making this again. I have loved every stitch of it, and it's not been a difficult knit at all. It's just now not a very portable knit, but I will be working on that this afternoon. When I finish recording this and I've got dinner prepared, I will be doing some more. So I haven't got many more colours to go now, but you only get a few rounds per colour now. So that's living in my glorious bag from Paula from Stitched by Mrs. D. Love that bag. So yeah, I'm loving that. It's such a simple pattern, and I bought that as part of a collection from Knit Vent from this year, or last year, 2022. There was a hat, socks, a cowl, a wrap, and a scarf. No, that doesn't seem right. So you've got the throw, a hat, socks, gloves, I don't know, and a scarf, I think. I don't think I'll do the scarf. I might do the cowl, and I might do the mitts, and I might do the socks. But I will definitely be buying the Knit Vent again for next year. Somebody has said about doing the anthology, throwing it like a Christmas-based colourway. I think that would look really pretty, but I'm definitely doing it again. I have loved every stitch of it. And I looked in my book, I think I started that on about the 23rd of January, and we are now the 8th of March, and I've been doing lots of other things in between because I don't stick at doing one thing. So I don't think that's too bad, actually. So that's all of February, bit of January, and a bit of March, but not working on it continuously. I've had breaks, like I've done baby knits, I've made the mouse, I've done lots of socks. So I've had lots of other things that I've done as well. So I don't think that's too bad at all. So I'm really, really have enjoyed that. Okay, what else do I want to show you? Okay, so also in my advent calendar from Dandelion and Dogwoods, which I won last year, we got a full skein, and the colourway was all to do with roses. So this one was called Sending Christmas Roses, and this is the colour. So it's really pretty. So there's like a darker pink, a lighter pink, a cream, and it's got a sparkle base on it. So I've decided I'm going to use this. Now I'm going to put it in my project bag. So when I can't find it, you can tell me where it is. I'm putting it in my big project bag. I'm going to use that, and I'm going to make the petite knit penny gloves. I brought the pattern last week. So I think that'll look really pretty in there. It's just really like knitting a pair of socks, isn't it? The penny gloves, because they're the fingerless gloves, but I think they'll be really quite nice because I need gloves on still when I'm taking Sammy to school and when I'm walking the dog and everything, but I don't necessarily need big thermal gloves on now, although it's very cold. Yeah. So hopefully I maybe get that started in a few weeks. We're dancing again this weekend, so I'll probably take my sister's sock to finish this weekend. I'll get that casted on and I'll take that to do at the dancing this weekend. Well, I would like to get the rib done before I go dancing, because the rib is always, I find the rib quite slow, so I think I'd like to get the rib done before we're at the dancing. So maybe I'll get the rib done at dancing on Saturday, and then I can start the leg of the sock while we're at the dancing competition on Saturday, which would be nice to get that done. I've got a few purchases, a few plans, some books to talk to you about, TV. So I'm doing an Easter swap of yarn. So I brought this to go my Easter swap. So it's just a little diddy cross stitch, a little rabbit smelling a daffodil. So I brought that to go in my parcel for my friend. And I also bought some Peter Rabbit fat quarters. So you've got Peter Rabbit there. I do love Peter Rabbit. There's, let's undo this, if I can undo this. You've got another one, Peter Rabbit in like a field of flowers. You've got just a grey there. Don't know if they're meant to be. No, just a grey with some flowers on there. That's just a nice blue one with some flowers on there. And then Peter Rabbit. Oh, so you've got 5 fat quarters in the pack. So we've got a little pattern there to make some bunting. Never mind, we've got that in there. So these just came from Lidl, I think, last week. So I got 2 packs of these because I want to make a little project bag. I love Peter Rabbit, so I want to make a little project bag for myself and for a friend. So that's that purchase. I bought a knitting magazine yesterday. Didn't realise that the new version of Let's Knit comes out tomorrow, but I brought it because the free gift was this. I always tend to buy these for the free gift and then I never knit them, so I would like to knit these. I think these are super cute. I love the little gnome and I love the bee and the little snail and the birds in the nest. I just think they're super cute, and actually I think they look really cute actually if you made these, if you knitted these and you attach these to a little wicker wreath. Do you think they'd look really cute on there? And you could almost do it, actually, you could get a wicker wreath and just attach them with a safety pin, couldn't you? You could safety pin through the back of these and just attach them on there with a safety pin, and then that's something you could change each season, because I've got others of these. I've got Christmas ones. Have I got an autumn one? Could this be a springy one, do you think? What are they giving away next time? Because they give these away quite regularly. What have they got next time in here? They had some lovely things in here. Did I tell you my crocheting plans have fallen flat on their face because the crochet shop is shutting, which is really sad. But I think once I've got this anthology throw out of the way. Oh, there's some nice socks in there. Look at those. They're pretty, aren't they? Once I've got this anthology throw out the way, then maybe I can have a try at just sitting down quietly in the morning and having a go. Oh look. Oh no. So they have, that wasn't the free gift. I dare say I've got some patterns with some little Eastery things, Eastery makes on, but that might be a nice idea, wouldn't it? I've got a voucher for Hobbycraft. I wonder if Hobbycraft sell little wicker wreaths, and I could knit these and attach them with a safety pin. Do you think that would work? Because that might look quite nice, wouldn't it? Do you think? Or am I being silly? What do you think? Let me know. Do you think that'd be springy enough? I don't think you can knit everything. I think you just have to choose what you want. But you can knit everything because you can use your own yarn, obviously. You don't have to just use their yarn, do you? What do you think? I'd quite like to do that, actually. Watch this space. Okay, so that's that. And then I was digging out, oh God. I was rooting around looking for some spring makes to make. And do you remember me saying at Christmas, I've got a red work lampshade that I've made. I had it finished last spring, or last May time I had it finished. Couldn't find it anywhere for Christmas. Turned the house upside down. Could not find it anywhere. Found it last week. In with the spring stuff. Whether I was planning to start making spring stuff sort of last winter, I don't know. But I've dug out some spring stuff that I hope to get started. So this is something I won from Mandy Shaw last year. It's a bunny in a pocket. I won this last year in I think I won it in a raffle that Mandy was doing, that she was running. So I'd quite like to get that made. And then I bought this last year, and it's another bunny, but it's a linen or calico bunny. So I'd quite like to get that made. I've got all the fabric with that. So I've got the cream calico, a spotty linen, a pink linen, and what's that? Oh, I've got thread and a bit of, I want to call it rip-rap. You can't see it. I want to call it rip-rap, but it's not rip-rap. Some bias, some elastic, a button, and a bit of cord elastic as well. So that's all set to go, and a bit of iron-on fusible interfacing there. So I would like to get that done. That'd be a really nice at least to make. Shouldn't take too long. Oh, that's for her little heart. That fusible thing is for the heart on her top. So maybe next week. My thing is, if I get them all ironed on, made and ready, then I can make a start. So maybe next week, get those done. Okay, right, let me just finish my tea. Okay, two other purchases I can't show you yet. One is I've signed up for 2 advent calendars this year, and I'm going to try and keep it at those 2. Last year I did the green lambikin yarns, which I knitted it up as I got it pretty much. I finished it off early January. Did I finish it early January? Yeah, end of December, early January. I finished that off. My pattern went a little bit wrong, but actually for my neck, it's ideal. And then my Dandelion and Dog was one which I won, and I'm currently knitting that one. The one I got from Midnight Diary, I haven't knitted that one up as yet. And the one I got from my friend, I've been using that for other bits and pieces, as I've needed a contrast colour for knitting socks and things. That's come in beautifully. But I've signed up again for Green Lambikin yarns. The bookings, is that the right word? The bookings? The orders opened for that last week. And it's going to be based on Christmas around the world. So it's Christmas traditions, Christmas foods, Christmas carols, things around the world to do with Christmas. And it's the same idea again. You can sign up for a 10-gram option or a 20-gram option. Now, originally last year I said, oh, I'm going to sign up for a 20-gram option. I've decided I'm not going to, because 20 grams is quite a lot to knit. And I love the Green Lambikin Yarns one last year in the sense that it was affordable because you could pay for it monthly from March till October, and it arrived every month. So I've gone for the 10 grams one again, which was £10, and I think that came out at 12 by the time you paid postage and packaging. The 20 grams I believe is £18. Don't quote me on that because I didn't really look at that option. But I thought 10 grams is enough because that will still give me 240 grams. So that will either make a pair of scrappy socks, it will make a nice cowl, it will make something nice. And it's doable. I can knit that up as it arrives each day, as I open it each day throughout Advent. The thing I found a challenge with the Green Lambikin yarns and why I didn't go for the 20-gram one was because the colours were so varied, and that isn't me. I much prefer a fade or more of a uniform thing, but I know that about Green Lambikin yarns, and I am still making that decision that I'm going to buy that, so I fully accept that this won't be a fade. But I love the Dandelion and Dogwoods because it's very muted. Even that is challenging me a little bit because it is still quite, you know, it's not just all pinks. So I've gone for the 10 gram again because I think that will still give me enough to make something nice from that. I've also signed up for Sincerely Louise. At the moment, this might just be for patrons only, but she might open it up to other people. And it's an advent that you can buy, and you can either buy it as 12 days or 25 days. This is really annoying me. So I've gone for 25 days. You pay for it you can pay for it all in one lump. You can pay for it in instalments. So I've obviously gone for it in instalments, but you get it as a lump at the end of the payment. And what you get is every day you get a small skein of yarn, and every day you get a pattern to knit something. So whether that might be a little knitted character, oh, excuse me, sorry, whether you get like a little knitted character to make or something. So I'm not really too sure, and at the moment it is only for Patreons, but I have signed up for her Patreon. Do you remember I spoke to you about knitting the year? So I've got a pattern to knit a cat, to knit a seal, and this month was to knit a rabbit or March hare. So if you're interested in a different type of advent calendar, check out Sincerely Louise. She made if you follow Claire who makes things, Claire had a pattern last year on her Vlogmas, and she made little mince pies, and then she made a big giant mince pie as well. So check her out if you want to. Okay, so let me just finish my last bit of tea because I'm sneezing and coughing. Okay, you know me, late to the party. Yesterday I finished watching the final episode of Happy Valley. I really enjoyed it. I would have maybe liked a different ending. I'm pleased he died. Very pleased he died, but I would have liked a bit more of an ending for Catherine, not just sort of driving off into the sunset. I think it's almost been left open that they could have another series, obviously not with her in it, but they could. It's been left open a little bit, hasn't it? I would have liked her and can't think what her ex-husband's name was, but it could have been left open for them to maybe get back together, and something with Daniel and Anne for them to have a baby maybe. And I know I was obviously extremely late to that party of Happy Valley. But the nice thing about being late to things like that is you can binge it all in a few weeks, which I did. Started that maybe a month, 6 weeks ago, and I've watched it all. I haven't had to wait years in between. So I really enjoyed that. And I'm not late to the party, and I never was late to the party for this one. I'm watching the new series of Unforgotten, and I was never late to the party for the old series of Unforgotten either. I was never late for that one. Woo! So I'm watching the new series of that, and actually I'm probably ahead of the party because I'm watching it on iPlayer, so I don't even have to wait for the current series. Woo! Woo! Go me! Loving that. Not sure what I make of the new character. It's definitely not Chrissy, is it? But we shall see. Give her the benefit of the doubt. What else did I watch the other day? Or was that it? No, something we watched that was really good. The Gold. The Gold. If you haven't watched that, you've got to watch that. That's based on a true story about a massive robbery of the biggest robbery of gold in the world, I think, in the 1980s. And if you have brought any gold since the 1980s, chances are you are wearing some of the gold from this robbery that took place at Heathrow in the 1980s. Really, really good. Really good. Even Mark enjoyed that, and that's saying something because normally he sits and huffs and puffs and looks at me over the top of his glasses. I call him Papa Smurf when he does that. But I really, really enjoyed that. I would definitely recommend that, The Gold. But if you've got any recommendations of programmes I could sit and watch, please let me know. I've listened to one really good book, One Last Secret by Adele Parks. That was really good. Quite a gritty story, quite a twist at the end. Dragged out a little bit at the end, but I really enjoyed that. That's well worth a listen. I'm currently listening to The Switch by Beth O'Leary. I just started that yesterday. That seems very good. And I'm reading The Family Upstairs. I think that's by Lisa Jewell. I think. Struggling to get into that. I think I need to sit down and actually sit and read a big chunk of that to get myself into that. But yeah. So anyway, thank you for joining me. I'm sorry this is in 2 parts. Blame the mother. But if you've got any good recommendations for books or TV programs that you can recommend that I can watch, let me know. Hopefully I'll be back maybe next week. This week's quite busy now. It's Samuel's birthday on Sunday and we are dancing all day on Sunday. So we're celebrating his birthday on Saturday. He's going up to the next age group in dancing. So he's going up to the next age group in his dancing classes on a Saturday. He was going to go up to the next age group for dancing, but his little partner isn't going to one of the next big competitions. So if Samuel goes up and becomes a junior on Sunday, that means he has to stay as a junior. He can't go back down. But then they won't actually officially dance together again at the moment until September. So he has got another big competition coming up in April, which she isn't going to. So he would have to dance on his own at the next level, which technically he doesn't have to go to till next year. So he's going to stay down as a juvenile until September when they are dancing together in the big nationals in Nottingham. But he can go up to the older group on a Saturday morning, so they will have an hour together on a Saturday morning, which will be nice for them because he's with the little ones and he's a bit bored with the little ones now. We've got to keep his interest going. So yeah, so my baby will be 11 on Sunday, which doesn't seem possible. Anyway, I'm going to head off. I'm going to go and get some lunch now. It's 10 to 1, so I'm going to prepare my dinner for tonight because I'm tutoring. I'm going to make some lunch. Then I'm going to go and do a bit more of my anthology throw. And I'll chat to you all soon. Let me know what you're working on. I've lost a few viewers lately, so or a few subscribers, so I don't know whether I've upset people or they don't like what I'm doing. I don't know. So thank you for sticking around with me, and I will speak to you really soon. Okay, take care. Bye.